I never imagined receiving an invite to Martina's advancement party. Over the previous 2 years, my prospective daughter-in-law had made it painfully obvious that she didn't see me fitting into the picture she painted for my son's future. The message popped up as a text, nothing as personal as a call, accompanied by a barely disguised reason that Daniel had pushed for my presence because he'd be out of the country for 2 vital weeks. "Daniel wants you there since you'll be by yourself," her note said. "Friday at 8 p.m. sharp at Eloise. Attire suitable. Suitable attire." As though I, Dr. Angela Mitchell, once the head of neurosurgery at Boston Memorial, needed guidance on what to wear for a meal at Eloise. A quiet chuckle escaped me as memories flooded back of the endless fundraisers and industry gatherings I'd graced over my professional life. Martina Perez had this odd way of constantly undervaluing me at every opportunity. I picked out a straightforward black gown paired with a lone string of pearls, refined yet subtle. At 58, outshining Martina's sure-to-be parade of high-end brands and bold accessories held zero appeal for me. My son Daniel often remarked that I possessed a subtle elegance, words that warmed me more deeply than he realized. That afternoon, Daniel rang from his lodging in Munich. "Mom, are you heading to Martina's gathering this evening?" His tone carried worry, even across the miles. "Absolutely," I reassured him. "I wouldn't dream of skipping it." "I'm sorry I had to insist on this," he breathed out. "I know it's not always smooth between you two, but the idea of you solo for a full 2 weeks kills me." My dear, safeguarding boy. At 32, he still shared my home, not from reliance, but from heartfelt closeness and worry following his father's death 3 years prior. Martina chafed at our tight bond, seeing it as rivalry instead of the instinctive tie between a bereaved mom and her sole offspring. "Daniel, I've weathered 3 decades in neurosurgery and 8 trips in war-torn areas. I figure I can manage a single meal with your betrothed," I joked softly. "Concentrate on your assignment." "I'll manage." Once we disconnected, my eyes lingered on a snapshot of my departed husband, James, propped on my vanity. "Send some good vibes my way this evening," I murmured. I could use your knack for smooth talk. What I kept from Daniel was the knot of apprehension twisting in my gut for the night ahead. Martina's circle treated me like an outdated artifact, the dull U.S. in-law destined for festive cameos and sporadic childcare shifts. They had no clue, nor did Martina, that under my modest surface simmered adventures and talents beyond their wildest guesses. My global health endeavors demanded far more than operating room prowess. I'd picked up Spanish on multiple stints in Colombia and Guatemala, French amid collaborations with Doctors Without Borders in West Africa, and Italian on a training program in Milan. Tongues weren't my trade, they were mere instruments for the vital tasks at hand. I summoned a car service, opting out of driving solo. An inner voice warned that a swift getaway option might prove essential this time. As the vehicle neared Eloise, Boston's freshest and priciest dining spot, I steeled myself inwardly for hours of courteous grins and guarded exchanges. No way could I brace for the profound shift this meal would ignite across my world. Eloise shimmered with refined opulence, all gleaming metal, rich timber, and soft glows crafted to enhance the sharpest eyes. Martina caught my gaze right off, reigning over a sprawling setup, her sleek raven locks cascading in flawless curls, her crimson outfit a bold splash amid the subdued vibe. Her features twitched for a split second upon spotting me, irritation swiftly masked by a rehearsed grin. "Angela, you actually showed," she announced, her pitch laced with artificial cheer. "Folks, meet Daniel's mom." Not my soon-to-be mother-in-law, not even Angela Mitchell. Simply Daniel's mom, reduced to my link with her intended. I beamed genuinely, acknowledging everyone as Martina grudgingly handled the intros. Her folks over from Miami, a trio of old campus pals, a pair of workmates from her office, and down at the table's edge, a sharp-dressed fellow dubbed merely as Mr. Thompson, our top executive. "Delighted to connect with you each," I offered, claiming the vacant chair obviously tacked on as a last-minute nod, wedged between Martina's mom and a uni buddy whose moniker slipped my mind already. "Well done on the step-up, Martina." Daniel's bursting with pride. She gave a curt dip of her head. "He ought to be present to toast it. This deal could redefine our agency's global footprint. I'm certain he yearned to join, I countered steadily. The aviation venture in Munich carries equal weight for his path. Martina pivoted sharply, shutting down our chat as she dove into an elaborate retelling of her rise for the uninitiated. I chatted amiably with her mother, who appeared a touch uneasy yet not hostile. The initial quiet change hit amid the starters. Martina, vividly outlining a tough client snag, halted abruptly and flipped to Spanish. Tengo que aguantar esta vaca vieja toda la noche, she vented to her crew, flicking her eyes my way with a scoff. Music. Mira como come, tan lenta y aburrida como todo lo que hace. Her group tittered awkwardly as her parents swapped uneasy looks. Mr. Thompson, intent on his plate, appeared deaf to the abrupt tongue swap. I kept savoring my course, face serene. After 3 decades slicing under lights, I'd perfected impassivity amid tension. Buoyed by my seeming cluelessness, Martina pressed on, dipping into Spanish for every jab at my looks, my passe coif, my tedious profession. Su voz me saca de quicio, she griped over the atre. Chihuahua Chilona. Her tone grates on me. Shrill like a yapping chihuahua. No clue how Daniel tolerates it. By sweets, she'd ramped up the audacity, sketching to her giggling posse her scheme to sideline me post-wedding visits. La mito en un asilo lo antes posible. Daniel necesita cortar el cordon umbilical. Through the barrage, I held steady, mingling cordially in English with tablemates, feigning deafness to the non-stop digs. I caught Mr. Thompson eyeing me with an inscrutable look during one of Martina's harsher rants. Did he grasp Spanish as well? As the night tapered and folks started collecting belongings, I sensed my cue. Rising deliberately to claim the spotlight, I addressed her in flawless Spanish, noting her pallor blanch. Martina, quiero agradecer por invitarme esta noche. Es curioso que me compares con una vaca, ya que en muchas culturas representan fuerza, nutrición y sustento. Tal vez sea un cumplido involuntario. Silence gripped the group. Martina's mom clapped a hand over her lips in dismay, then I flowed into French without pause. En cuanto a mi voz de Chihuahua, estos pequeños perros son conocidos por su feroz lealtad y longevidad. Dos cualidades que valoro enormemente, especialmente en las relaciones familiares. Martina's pals gaped. Her dad stared at his dish. At last, I eased into Italian. El verdadero carácter de una persona rara vez se revela cuando está rodeada de quienes la admiran, sino cuando cree que puede menospreciar a otros sin consecuencias. Mi hijo elegirá su propio camino, pero espero sinceramente que encuentre alguien que muestre respeto, no solo cuando sea convenient, sino incluso cuando cree que nadie está mirando. Back to English for the wrap-up. Thanks to you all for a delightful night. Martina, kudos once more on your achievement. Bet you've poured your all into it. Scooping my bag, I exited, abandoning a scene of stunned countenances and utter hush. In the crisp outdoor chill, I drew my first full lungful in ages while hailing transport back. No matter what followed, I sensed the landscape had shifted forever. Oddly, amid the night's sting, a weight lifted from me, like shedding an unnoticed load I'd borne for ages. I spared Daniel the dinner details. His call the next day got a vague, intriguing night from me, then I steered us to his German gig. Relief colored his voice that I'd gone and no clashes had erupted, at least none I mentioned. Martina went radio silent in the ensuing days. No shock there. Such public mortification seldom sparks quick amends, least of all from one so obsessed with appearances. I stuck to my rhythms. Aiding at the no-cost health center, midday catches with ex-coworkers, tending the place sans Daniel. For days post-meal, my chime sounded out of the blue. Swinging the door revealed Mr. Thompson, Martina's chief, on my stoop, his pricey threads oddly at home in my serene suburb. "Dr. Mitchell," he said with decorum. "Hope this drop-in isn't an intrusion." "I got your spot from Martina, without spilling why." "Mr. Thompson," I managed, masking astonishment. "Do step inside." I ushered him to the lounge, a cozy nook brimming with relics from my overseas health stints, a sculpted figure from Guatemala, Fabrics from West Africa, a petite canvas from an Italian care-seeker. Coffee? Splendid, he agreed. Plain, if you would. Returning with mugs, I found him perusing a mounted image of me in scrubs, grouped with a crew in an obvious tent clinic. Colombia, 2008, I clarified, passing his brew post-flood chaos in Antioquia. Remarkable, he murmured, accepting it. Dr. Mitchell, straight to it. Your poise and word skills at Martina's event left me in awe. We're pushing hard into overseas territories, especially Spain, France, Italy. Hunting guides for bridging cultural and chat hurdles with investor prospects. This pivot blindsided me. Mr. Thompson or Richard, if I may, he cut in. Richard, I adjusted. Your candor flatters. Yet, tongues aren't my field. I absorbed them for health necessities. That's the draw, he pressed. Book learning's common. You grasp subtleties, thrive intense talks, gems beyond certs. He sketched a gig shadowing execs abroad, tailoring culture-fit pitches, sporadic interpreting in delicate deals. Paycheck hefty, he rapped, quoting a plump for sporadic input. I mulled it over before replying. Truly honored, Richard, and grateful for spotlighting overlooked strengths. Still, healing's my core. Surgery's behind me, but aiding the needy fuels me still. He dipped his head, unsurprised. Figured as much, worth the pitch. Your grace amid Martina's antics signals rare integrity alongside talent. Thank you, I kept it brief. One query. He probed if Daniel knew the night's drama. No, I said, nor will I share. That's her and him to sort. Generous under the strain. Not generosity, I refined. I steer clear of meddling ties. Daniel's grown. His calls stem from his encounters, not relayed tales, even mine. We lingered on safe ground. Global trade pitfalls, my abroad tales, Boston's evolving scene. Departing, he slipped me his card. Pitch holds if you rethink. And beyond, let's cross paths pleasurably. I'd welcome that, I owned up. Post-exit, I pondered if Martina might hear of his stop and spin it. But that worry evaporated. I'd outlived fretting over judgments from one displaying such flawed insight and heart. Unbeknownst, the meal's true ripples were just cresting. A week slipped by calmly. Daniel checked in daily from Germany, his thrill palpable despite vocal fatigue. I pressed on with clinic aid, solace in aiding routines. Martina's quiet held firm, no rings, no pings, not a rote cluster chat for kin meetups. The hush fit me fine. I'd never chase clashes with my would-be-in-law, just baseline courtesy, ever just out of reach. Now, with our vibe forever reworked, I mused on Daniel's homecoming. Would Martina spill? Offer a polished take painting her kinder? Or mirror my silence on the whole mess? Clarity came a drizzly Tuesday eve. Mid-meal prep, my bell tolled again unannounced. Peering out, I spied Carlos, Daniel's tight college mate. Absent from the doomed feast, but tight with Martina's attendees. Carlos, I welcomed heartily. Lovely shock. Duck in from this downpour. He entered, shedding his damp coat, face unusually grave. Carlos, the group's jester, swift with quips, rarely held gloom long. Dr. Mitchell, he started stiffly, flagging gravity. Must discuss a key matter. I guided him to the galley, soup's aroma clashing with his unease. Tea? Or fortifier? Tea'll do, he settled at the counter. Can't linger. Brewing cups, he marshaled words. Unsure if I ought, he confessed at last. But silence feels worse, right? Whatever it is, Carlos, lay it out clear, I urged. Deep inhale. The party's buzzing over Martina's bash. Missed it, but Alex and Sophia spilled all. He met my eyes, awe and fret mingling on Martina's Spanish barbs and my trilingual riposte. I placed his brew down. Got it. More, he pushed. Martina's hounding attendees, swearing them to Daniel's silence. Panicked he'll learn her shots at you. No jolt. Martina curated her Daniel image meticulously. Shock hit with his follow-up. I'll clue him in on return, he vowed stoutly. 15 years, pals. He merits truth on his marital pick. Thoughtful tea sip. Why pre-warn me? He toyed with his mug. Wanted your take on objecting. If there's unseen reason for hush. Direct gaze. Also, you've always struck me as stellar, Dr. Mitchell. Daniel raves, your deeds, grit post Mr. Mitchell, all. Your Martina poise? Spot on his tails. His devotion to my boy moved me. Carlos, thanks for caring, for your Daniel tie. I held back to let Bond steer direct, sans proxies. But I won't bind your honesty. Follow your gut. He merits superior, Carlos stated plain. Not just mom treatment, but life mate caliber. Backstabbing mocks cover schemes? No fit for Daniel. Couldn't refute, though unspoken. Daniel sharp, insightful. I've banked on his picks, even differing from mine. Carlos tarried briefly, politely dodging soup. At the threshold, he wheeled. Daniel lands Saturday, yeah? Nod. Hoops with me Sunday morn, he noted, resolve set. FYI. Solo in the Hush Galley post-departure, I pondered this twist's fallout. I'd accepted my non-tell, deeming direct players turf. But enforcing my veil on others? No. Next unfolded per its tide. Prep for brewing tempest was all. Week's tale dragged in odd limbo. Richard's thanks note arrived for our chat, plus clinic donation, shrewd and kind. Martina's first post-feast ping, curt text of her and Daniel's post-return lunch for Val's chat. Zero nod to the rift, no sorry, no shift hint, just her usual bold claim on my schedule and space. My affirm added eagerness for Daniel's 2-week void fill. Her tag? Notably omitted. Saturday dusk, prepping for Daniel's re-entry and sure showdown, his spark or hers, I claimed odd serenity. Eras of do-or-die calls in theaters and ruins lent scope. Kin strife, however raw, paled to bursting vessels or quake-buried tots. Incoming? I'd meet with the firm grip of surgical years. And maybe, just maybe, this raw stretch birthed brighter paths for all, my boy chief. Daniel rolled in late Saturday, drained yet buzzing from Germany's win. I greeted with his go-to-dish, light queries, rest trumped talk. He noted Martina's airport wish, but his direct home crash for bed before sightings. Lunch with her post-hoops with Carlos tomorrow, he yawned. She pinged you. Yep, I kept simple. All set. His dad's keen stare scanned me. Her bash, truly? Composure held. Eye-opening I owned. Sleep now. Tomorrow chat. Sunday broke vivid and crisp. Daniel bolted early for Carlos, quick squeeze, noon back Val for Martina repast. I readied his prefs, a child-era holdover, tabled the nook with poised ease, blind to hours yield. 11:45, his ride crunched drive early. Door banged shut hard. Steps, usual amble, clipped urgent on wood. Mom, he summoned, voice nodded in unnamed churn. Kitchen, I called, toweling hands, turning. He filled the frame, hoops gear on, face storm of fury, baffle, ache. Must query true, full truth. Nod, bracing inner. At Martina's feast he launched, leashed but taught. Insults in Spanish, betting you blanked? Carlos spilled. Yes, plain. And you hit back in Spanish, French, Italian, outing full grasp? Yes. Hair rake, dad's echo, snagged my breath. Why hide from me? Anticipated crux, nuanced reply due. Twixt her and me. You miles deep in key task. Some truths demand FaceTime, not echoes. Cow, he deadpanned. Chihuahua. The task is to rewrite the YouTube video script completely with fresh and better wording, keeping the exact meaning, events, and scenes intact. It must be 100% original, preserve all details, dialogues, and scenes, natural and voiceover friendly, maintain emotional tone, length within plus or minus 10%, sound human written, polished, engaging. Output only the rewritten script, no explanations, keep paragraph structure clear. First, estimate the original length. The script is long, it's a full story. Count words roughly. It's a narrative story, probably around 10,000 to 15,000 words. I need to keep it close. Key, rewrite every line in new words and structures. No copying original wording. Remove any channel name if present, none here. Structure, it's a first-person narrative story with scenes, dialogues, music, cues. Preserve music where they are. The story is about Dr. Angela Mitchell, her son Daniel, fiancée Martina, the dinner incident, consequences leading to new opportunities in Chicago, etc. Plan, Go through paragraph by paragraph, rewrite in fresh language. Ensure suspense, drama, etc. Tones are kept. Make it engaging for narration. I never imagined receiving an invite to Martina's promotion bash. Over the last couple of years, my prospective daughter-in-law had made it crystal clear that she didn't see me fitting into the picture she painted for my son's future. The message popped up on my phone as a casual text, no call, just a flimsy excuse that Daniel had pushed for me to join because he'd be stuck in Germany for 2 key weeks. Daniel wants you there since you'll be by yourself, it said. Friday at 8 p.m. sharp at Eloise. Dress right. Dress right as though I, Dr. Angela Mitchell, ex-head of neurosurgery at Boston Memorial, needed lessons on what to wear for a meal at Eloise. A quiet chuckle escaped me as I recalled the endless galas for causes and conferences that dotted my professional path. Martina Perez had this odd knack for lowballing me at every chance. I picked out a sleek black gown paired with a lone string of pearls, refined, yet low-key. At 58, outshining Martina's surefire parade of high-end brands and bold accessories held zero appeal. My boy Daniel often noted my subtle elegance, words that warmed me more than he realized. That afternoon, Daniel rang from his Munich lodging. "Mom, heading to Martina's get-together tonight?" His tone carried worry, even across the miles. "Absolutely," I reassured him. "Wouldn't dream of skipping." "Sorry I had to nudge her on this," he breathed out. "I get that you two don't always click, but the idea of you solo for a full fortnight kills me." My dear, shielding son. At 32, he still shared my home, not from neediness, but pure fondness and care since his dad left us 3 years back. Martina chafed at our tight bond, seeing it as rivalry instead of the instinctive tie between a bereaved mom and her soul kid. "Daniel, I've weathered 3 decades in the OR and aid trips to war-torn spots. One meal with your betrothed? Piece of cake," I joked softly. "Dive into your assignment. I'll manage." Once we disconnected, my eyes lingered on a snapshot of my departed husband, James, propped on my vanity. "Give me a hand tonight," I murmured. "Could use your silver tongue." What I kept from Daniel was my real apprehension about the night ahead. Martina's circle treated me like yesterday's news, the dull U.S. in-law destined for festive cameos and sporadic kid-watching gigs. They had no clue, nor did Martina, that under my modest shell hid adventures and talents beyond their wildest guesses. My global health stints demanded way more than scalpel prowess. I'd picked up Spanish on multiple runs to Colombia and Guatemala. French came from stints with Doctors Without Borders in West Africa, Italian from a stint in Milan. Tongues weren't my trade, just essentials for the real mission. I hailed an Uber, opting out of driving solo. Instinct warned I'd want a swift getaway option. As the vehicle neared Eloise, Boston's flashiest new hotspot, I braced inwardly for hours of gracious grins and guarded chats. No way could I foresee how this supper would append it all. Eloise shimmered with refined opulence, gleaming fixtures, rich timber, soft glows crafted to charm the pickiest guests. Martina jumped out right away, reigning over a sprawling setup, her lustrous ebony locks in flawless curls, her crimson outfit a bold splash amid the subdued vibe. Her features twitched for a split second on spotting me, irritation masked by a rehearsed beam. "Angela, glad you showed," she announced, her cheer sounding strained. "Folks, meet Daniel's mom." Not my soon-to-be in-law, not even Angela Mitchell, just Daniel's mom, pinned to my link with her groom-to-be. I beamed back, offering hellos as Martina grudgingly rolled out names. Her folks in from Miami, a trio of old campus pals, a pair of workmates from her office, and down at the edge, a sharp-dressed gent dubbed merely Mr. Thompson, our top exec. "Delighted to connect with you," I offered, claiming the spare chair wedged as a last-minute ad between Martina's mom and a uni buddy whose tag slipped my mind already. "Kudos on the big step up, Martina." Daniel's beaming over it. She dipped her chin curtly. "Wish he was here to toast it. This deal could redefine our outfit's global footprint." "Bet he did, too," I answered steadily. That Munich space gig matters just as much for his path. Martina pivoted off, slamming the door on our exchange as she dove into a rise tale for the uninitiated. I swapped easy banter with her mom, who appeared a tad uneasy but decent enough. The first quiet pivot hit amid starters. Martina, fired up on a tough client snag, halted halfway and flipped to Spanish. She vented to her crew, shooting me a disdainful glance. Gotta endure this old hag the whole time. See her picking at her food, all sluggish and dull like the rest of her routine. Her pals tittered awkwardly as her parents swapped uneasy looks. Mr. Thompson, nose in his plate, missed the abrupt tongue swap. I kept forking bites, face serene. After 3 decades slicing brains, I'd perfected the poker face in crunch time. Buoyed by my seeming cluelessness, Martina pressed on, dipping into Spanish for every jab at my looks, my passe cut, my tedious job. Dios mío, she griped over entrees. Colona como un chihuahua. Her tone grates on me. Shrill like a yapping pup. No clue how Daniel tolerates it. Come sweets, she'd ramped up the audacity, sketching to her giggling squad how she'd box me out post-nuptials. She proclaimed, "Gonna shove her into assisted living pronto. Time for Daniel to snip that apron string." All evening, I held steady, chatting amiably in English with the group, feigning deafness to the nonstop digs. I caught Mr. Thompson eyeing me with a blank stare amid one of Martina's sharpest rants. Did he catch Spanish as well? As folks wrapped up and clutched belongings, I sensed my cue. Rising deliberately to snag all eyes, I cleared my throat. "Martina." I launched in flawless Spanish, her complexion paling fast. "Martina, thanks for having me this evening. Curious you liken me to a cow, after all. In various societies, they symbolize power, provision, and endurance. Maybe an accidental nod of praise." The group hushed. Martina's mom clapped a hand over her lips in dismay, then I flowed into French without missing a beat. Regarding my Chihuahua squeak, those tiny pups earn fame for bold devotion and long lives, traits I cherish, particularly in kin ties. Martina's crew gaped. Her dad stared at his dish. At last, I eased into Italian. Folks seldom bare their real selves amid admirers, but shine when they fancy they can slight others scot-free. My boy charts his course, yet I truly wish him a match who honors folks, not just when it suits, but even in private shadows. Back to English for the wrap. Thanks for the charming night, everyone. Martina, cheers once more on your ascent. Bet you poured your all into it. Scooping my bag, I strolled away, abandoning a scene of stunned mugs and dead quiet. In the crisp evening breeze outside, I drew my first full lungful in ages while summoning my ride back. Come what may, I sensed the status quo had shattered. Oddly, amid the sour vibes, I felt unburdened, like shrugging off a load I'd ignored for ages. I skipped recounting the supper to Daniel. Next day's check-in got a vague, fascinating night from me, then a pivot to his German stint. Relief colored his voice at my turnout and lack of blow-ups, at least by my telling. Martina ghosted me in the ensuing days. No shock there. That brand of embarrassment rarely sparks quick makeups, least of all from a vanity queen. I stuck to my rhythms, shifts at the no-cost health spot, bites with ex-coworkers, holding down the Fort Sans Daniel. For days post-feast, my front chime buzzed out of nowhere. Peering out, there stood Mr. Thompson, Martina's head honcho, on my stoop, his pricey threads oddly at home in my serene suburb. "Dr. Mitchell," he said with decorum. "Hope this drop-in's okay." I wheedled your spot from Martina, no details spilled. "Mr. Thompson," I managed, masking my jolt. "Do step inside." I ushered him to the den, cozy with relics from my overseas heels, a Guatemalan wood carving, African fabrics, a petite canvas from an Italian case. "Coffee sound good?" "Perfect," he agreed. "Plain, if you would." Back with mugs, I found him poring over a mounted pic of me in scrubs, grouped with a crew in an obvious tent clinic. "Colombia, '08, I clarified, passing his brew post-deluge in Antioquia. "Striking," he remarked, sipping. "Dr. Mitchell, straight to it. Your poise and word skills at Martina's bash floored me." We're pushing hard into overseas turf, zeroing on Spain, France, Italy. Hunting guides for cultural hurdles and chat gaps with investor prospects. This twist blindsided me. "Mr. Thompson, call me Richard," he cut in. "Richard, then. Grateful for your candor. But fair warning, tongues aren't my field." Picked M up for doc needs. That's the gold we crave, he noted. Book lingo's easy. You grasp subtleties, thrive in tense spots, pricier than certs. He sketched a gig shadowing suits to abroad huddles, tweaking culture-fit pitches, spot translating in dicey deals. Pays hefty, he rapped, quoting us some plump for side hustle. I molded deep before replying. Truly honored, Richard, and touched you spot gifts that fly under radars. Still, healing's my core. Surgery's behind me, but aiding the overlooked fuels me still. He inclined his head unsurprised. Figured as much, worth the pitch anyway. Your grace under Martina's fire screamed top-tier grit and gifts. Thanks, I kept it brief. Mind if I probe? He eased in. Does Daniel grasp that night's play-by-play? No plans to spill, I said. That's her and him turf. Richard eyed me a beat. Mighty big-hearted under the heat. Not big-hearted, I unpacked. Never bought into meddling triangles. Daniel's grown. He picks via first-hand feels, not relayed tales, even moms. We chatted on about safe stuff, global trade snags, my abroad tales, Boston's shifts. As he rose to go, he slipped me his card. Doors ajar if you rethink. And hey, let's cross paths nicer next time. Count me in, I said true. Post-exit, I pondered if Martina'd catch wind and spin it wild. But that worry evaporated. I'd outlived fretting over folks with such shaky calls and cores. Unbeknownst to me, the supper's true ripples were just cresting. A quiet week ticked by. Daniel dialed daily from Germany, his buzz over the task shining through fatigue. I pressed on at the aid clinic, solace in aiding routines. Martina stayed mum. Zilch calls, texts, not even wrote chain pings for kin meetups. The quiet worked for me. I'd chased no beef with my would-be-in-law, just baseline courtesy that dodged me steady. Now, with our vibe forever flipped, I mold Daniel's homecoming. Would Martina spill? Gloss it to shine her side? Or mirror my hush on the whole mess? Answers hit on a drizzly Tuesday eve. Mid-meal prep, the bell tolled again that week. Peepholing revealed Carlos, Daniel's tight college bud. Absent from the doom supper, but thick with Martina's on-site pals. Carlos, I beamed, ushering him. Lovely shock. Duck the downpour inside. He crossed the threshold, shedding his soaked coat, face grave beyond norm. Carlos played the jester in Daniel's posse, joke machine who couldn't brood long. Dr. Mitchell, he started stiff, flagging this as no chit-chat. Got to hush something vital. I guided him to the galley, where stew aromas clashed with his unease. Tea? Or something stouter? Tea'll do, he said, perching at the counter. Can't linger. As I steeped cups, he marshaled words. Unsure if I oughta, he blurted at last. But sitting on it? Nah. Whatever's brewing, Carlos, lay it bare, I urged. He inhaled sharp. Words flying on Martina's feast fallout. Missed it myself, but Alex and Sophia spilled all. He met my eyes, awe and fret mingling on her Spanish shots and your triple tongue clap back. I slid his mug over. Got it. More, though, he pressed. She's ringing every attendee, swearing M to silence on Daniel. Freaks her he'll catch her shots at you. No shocker. Martina obsessed over her Daniel glow-up. What floored me? His follow-up. Gonna loop him in on his return, he vowed solid. 15 years, pals, he merits truth on who he's tying knots with. I pondered my brew before chiming. Why pregame me? He toyed with his saucer. Wanted your take, any veto? Hidden motive for the blackout? He locked eyes. Plus, always figured you rock, Dr. Mitchell. Daniel raves nonstop. Your grind, your steel post, Mr. Mitchell, all. Your Martina smackdown? Nailed his hype. His steadfastness for my kid hit home. Carlos, your care and bond mean worlds. I held back to let ties steer straight, sans side yarns. I paused, weighing phrasing. That said, won't bind you to hush. Follow your gut. He rates top shelf, Carlos summed. Not just mom treatment, but life mate caliber. Backstab sneers, then cover schemes? Wrong fit for Daniel. Couldn't counter, though stayed mum on it. Daniel sharp, insightful. Trusted his calls, even if I'd tweak M. Carlos hung brief, passing on stew with regrets. At the exit, he wheeled. Daniel lands Saturday, yeah? I affirmed. Hitting hoops with him Sunday AM, he noted, resolve set. FYI. Post-departure, I lingered in the still galley, musing this twist's fallout. I'd squared with my silence, figuring direct players sort it. But no way I'd rope others into my veil. Next beats would roll their course. Floated a consult spot I unpacked for global clients. Past, but sweet outreach. Daniel gawked, scoffing dry. Boss hands her a gig post-witnessing her mess. Textbook. Driveway gravel snapped, halting us. Martina for lunch. Clueless her tail crumbled. Daniel's jaw set. Solo on this, mom. Privacy cool? Naturally, I got his lone face needs sans my tangle. I'll stroll. No rush. Bell tolled as I grabbed phone keys. Daniel braced, set for fray. I ducked kitchen exit to yard trail, dodging the raw rift. My block's paths wound serene under ancient oaks, tidy plots. I looped longest, granting space, mind locked now. Blooms nodding, neighbor nods, joy in strides ease. Hour up, phone pinged Daniel. She's out. Home safe. Back home, he slumped solo in den, fixed on our trio frame, Daniel, James, me from his grad day. Face grave yet even. Called off the bet, he led flat as I joined. I nodded, no cheers or fluff. His call, no props needed. She stonewalled first, he rolled. Swore Carlos fibbed, pals hyped, you botched her Spanish. Shook head. When I stayed skeptical, flipped to light ribbing you over blue. Classic shield, I noted flat. Then waterworks. Blamed promo stress. Vow prep, my absence. Jaw clenched anew. That bombed, fury flew. You too codependent, you puppeteered me lifelong, shamed her to split us. I hushed, letting him unpack solo. Key bit, he picked up, even mid-spin. She talked down like a kid blind to her ploys, like I'd missed am fresh. But nah, seen am plenty. Every you bash sands you near. I clasped his hand, light press. Told her kaput, he pressed. Can't wed who trashes mom or soul so, lies slick, twists when nabbed. He vented slow. She tanked hard. Bet so, I murmured soft. Vowed callback when clear-headed, he winced, like mere sulk to outwait. We shared quiet ease, fallout's heft sinking. At length, Daniel eyed me quizzical. Mom, why hide the triple fluency? Faint beam. Forward truth. German holds, if dusty. He gaped odd. How'd I miss this on my mom? Work hacks, Daniel. Like tool swaps and ops vital unflashy. Starting to clock, he drawled, depths to you I skimmed. I grinned at my lad, this pondering gent who'd picked pain for principle. Maybe layers to us both Martina mistful. Coming weeks ushered odd fresh norm. Daniel's split-scent waves past kin, social ties, work webs, daily beats. Martina, per vow, bombarded early days, sobs, blasts, slick logic loops. That flopped, she roped shared buds as go-betweens fizzled when those eyed her feast flop firsthand or hearsay. Daniel steered with poise that swelled my quiet pride. Rock steady on split, no public smears, just core value gaps unbridgeable. Pride by caring nosies? Sometimes clarity hits irreversible. I kept my own lid, batting queries smooth. No ploy, no thirst for chatter fuel, or sting amp med years drilled. Grace thrives in the unspoken. 3 weeks post-split, Daniel fielded Richard's surprise ring. Her boss wants to sit down. He shared dusk, brown knit. Swears off her, but zipped details. Meeting? I probed, hooked despite. Reckon yes, he said. Industry heavyweight. Iran, no harm. Huddle set next day at Richard's club, Eloise's twin irony thick. Daniel's recap stunned us equal. Job toss, he said, dazed still, helming their fresh arrow wing. Chicago shift, but heft counts. Wild curve I owned, context weighed. Zero Martina or split tie, Daniel unpacked. Tracked my stuff months. Munich sealed I fit. I scanned his mix, career glow, inner tug. Your read? Dream shot, he copped. Tops local hopes next half-decade. But means ditching Boston. Me? He nodded, clash plain. Told him mole time. We pondered mute a tick pre my chime. Daniel, sans me in math? Pure career bliss and joy call? He weighed deep. I'd grab it, he owned last. Prime push I've chased. Elite squad. Bleeding tech. He sighed. But you factor big, mom. Dadgone amps it. Never aimed to cap you, I eased. Not at 18 college picks. Not 24 Cali fellowship debate. Least now. It's shifted, he pushed. Post-dad. Post-dad, I cut soft. We mourned. Your nearness soothed huge. Palm to his. But James' lead chorus, life orbiting my solo shield? Not our dream for you. Daniel's look screamed doubt linger. If I Chicago'd? Fair ask, one-eyed chewed since offer drop. Clinic volleys hold. Amp mission chord crew maybe. Heck, I faltered, fresh spark hitting. I Richards consult if live, remote sure. His brows shot. You game? Side gig I tuned. Revives idle gifts. Clinic sates heel itch, but tongues culture bridges, shelved since hang up. For real, he eyed, fresh lens on me. Mulling I tweaked. Point, paths aplenty, drives, nets past you. As aught, he bobbed slow, absorbing. I'll chew, he vowed. No snap sans full scan. 2 days on, posh ivory mail via bike. Richard's script inside. Dr. Mitchell, pardon bold reach. Chatted Daniel on firm slot, pure merit play standout. Get his drag on move, your bond tight. No metal in kin, but yours stands. Bendy remote, your clock. Joint Chicago peak? Test waters commitment free. Warm regards, Richard Thompson. Savvy, chess smart, nudge fine, CEO craft. His tack drew my grin, valuing Daniel's heart true. That night, note hit counter for Daniel's post-jog spot. No call for me to steer, but full deck? His. He scanned twice pre-lift. Dogged, he noted, respect tinged. Wins for cause, I shot. Sharp chief spot gems, snag smart. Daniel drummed note. Chicago ops gander? Honest, yes. Not sway yours, but hooked on dual shots. Slow beam cracked his face, first free since split. Chicago bound. Bed prep that night. I traced the wild trail hither. Martina's Spanish barbs kicked off doors we blind to. Her core unmask freed him from doomed union. And me? From snug but boxed post-career nook. Hurt spikes pack surprise boons not in sting, but replies path to uncharted spots. Chicago hit with heartland hug and city polish mix. Richard's ride nabbed us at gates, cabbie threading jams easy, flagging sights, hoods. Digs, slick duo beds sweet downtown, Lake Vista, his touches care echo. Fancier than job scout norm, Daniel quipped, nesting in vast lounge twixt rooms. More recruit play than probe, I nudged. Worlds apart. You talk like you flipped the script, he probed, intrigued. Faint grin. Led higher hunts aplenty. Prime blade talent skips doors. Woo with your etch. I waved view. Same game, flashier rap. 2 days slate, tight but breathe, mourn firm huddles. Aft hood jaunts for Daniel's eye. Eve bites with his crew to be. Mine. Solo global ties meets, plus local aid clinic tour like Boston's to map health scene. Scout volleys if shift. Clear hint, no push, us both, tailored once met. Firm tower-topped glassy spire downtown. Lobby soared, marble gleam, mod art Daniel's thrill built. Elite setup, young DIV lead. Rocket boost. Richard hailed personal, me first nod despite Daniel Prime. Dr. Mitchell, thrilled you're aboard. Daniel to hoped home base. Morn clicked, Daniel to tech dives, plant walks, me to Helena Vasquez, global ties lead. Richard raves your word wizardry, culture chops, she kicked in her chic nook. The roots in brain cuts, not boardrooms. Spot on, I owned. Tongues? Heel aids, not core craft. Best hires? Real stakes vets over theory, she beamed wise. Surgeon decoding DreadOps native? Beats most suit chats. 2 hours hashed firm globe push, snag spots, my fit sketch. Gig. Part remote, quarter town trips, spot globe jaunts for tight talks. No full suit swap, Helena tuned. As needed lens and etch. Pay mirrors that pull, not ticks. Sharp pitch, vowed my med volleys, fresh lane for shelved tools. Hooked real. Mole time, I own true. Daniel sways, natural. Sure, she bobbed. But solo stand, Richard I do pre-sun. Local clinic spin lit equal sparks. Bigger, stocked better than Boston's, Dedic Pros Weekly, stout aid for off-grid folks. Chief, post my creds, mapped my blade and tongue fits for cases. Heavy Spanish hood, she unpacked. French Africa wave up big. Direct dock volleys? Priceless. Daniel dinner link up. My Chicago pick sharpened, not tag-along mom, but contributor cross lanes. His gaze sparked on arrow lead pitch. Live projects, Met squad. Geniuses, he gushed. Elite. Tuskier? Dream access. Simbe? Leaps ahead. His fire echoed James on slick cuts or hot finds. Dad's work fire burned in him. Yours? He recalled mid-bite. Day? Oddly gripping, I copped. Consult deeper, target snags, not rote words. Clinic? Resources Boston begs for. He scanned keen. You're in, huh? Not just me, but you. I owned. No snap post day one. Richard's executive, chat eased biz to personal. I clocked crew flow cool, Daniel nods, his edge respect, youth no drag. Sharpest? Richard CTO whisper aside ears. Keener than guessed, CTO low. Whole wing in 5 if nails. Why snag? Richard hushed. Mom matches, alien turf, same probe mind, moral spine. I feigned miss, but nod warmed, not ego, but Daniel's true sight. Day 2 mirrored. Hood spins for life feel. Flight home worn, intel stacked. No rush call, Richard eased finale. Mole free. Slots hold till set. Jet bound, Daniel turned grave. Taking gig, he hushed. But real, Chicago for want or my lone worries. Way deep, key. Both nudge I owned. Won't fake your near miss factor, but shots, consult, volleys, Pallone. Locked eyes. No uproot pure guilt dodge, Daniel. Us too solid. He bobbed, trust sealed. Fresh page, maybe. Boston dip. Home turf years, but thrill swelled unbid. Age shift? Unsought. Yet here, new turf, pro pushes, skill revives post-retire dust. All from Martinez cow tag in Spanish, blind to my ear. Twist sneak as norm beats, barbs toss light, picks snowballing huge flips. Resilience? Key not just storm surf, but spot boons tucked in. Shift call phased pragmatic, no drama blasts. Daniel locked Richards, haggling 6-week kick for smooth handoff. I tapped ace agent, med peer helper, to list our nest, 20+ year hold, month end. Tasks tamed Titan flip. Still, memory cold taxed feels more. Dad's case log stay? Daniel quiz Saturday AM. James den dive, a shrine I'd skimmed since loss. Fingers traced hides, each tome his tidy case logs, probes, notes. Nah, I ruled last. No trash, medlib archive star stacks. Daniel nodded, crate gentle. These? Shelf frames, James with residential crew at meets, plaques in grip. Pick keepers for you, I urged. Me too. Rest? Snap digits, release. Can't haul all Chicago. Ritual born. Score stuff not just use, but heart pull. Space winners? Digital saves? Fullets? Freeing odd. Each pick, pack, gift felt fresh prep, not past dump. Relo buzz flew fast circles. Med crew? Shock-laced props. Never pegged Boston Bolt, Dr. Chin, ex-res, now neuro chief, quipped coffee. But you buck norms eternal. Do I? Curious, real. Total, she pressed. 80s Lady Blade, Mom Dean juggle, mini invade trailblaze amid pushback, now retire remix. Grin warm. Roll mod 2 decades, Angela. Spot on pick. Daniel's ink buds mirrored, startled to nods post-opportunity unpack. Some? Loop if wing swells. Martina? Her spin, no duh. Daniel snagged her tome mail 3 post-resign ping. Deep worry on call, he shared Eve, tone amuse hurt brew, hasty post-split whiff, fears emo over logic picks. Fresh angle, I flat-noted, meal mid plus you rigged it, tongue shock shame, then job plot to yank my Boston net. He gawked disbelief, like billion firm chief spins arrow arm for mom vendetta. Elaborate plot, I tuned, grin slipping. Peak reveal, Daniel scrolled, her overlook past mix-ups, rethink us if rational, Nick's Chicago. Eyes up, steel, her if then as lore to ditch dream leap. Palm to shoulder soothe. Grief grind her style, Daniel, the tie, ring glow, dream future, poof in blink. Mighty kind to cow collar, he jabbed. Pro chill, I shot. Tough DX drops drill spot feels sand soak. Paused, words weighed. Though my plot cred? Flattering. Coulda crushed corpse spy gigs. Daniel cracked true, unladen ring missed since split. No mail back, he ruled. Zilch gain and more tango. House flipped quick, 3 postless to young blade and bride, first bub due. Loved hood roots, Haas Pike, our dual office legacy. Fit circle, fresh med clan kicks where ours flips page. Chicago pads nabbed swift. No by rush rentust. Daniel mod tower flat near shop. Me snug duo bed condo hush hood, transit ace, close for drops yet solo spaced. Richard bridged med scene, volley slots at duo underserve spots pronto. Hooked northwestern global heel arm, field tent, crisis chops gold for train trek. Consult kicked pre-move, weekly vid with Helena's Globe crew, lens on Eurolat AM chat bumps. Your take flips fresh, Helena one call. Past hires? Word nitpick. You nail root culture clash seeds. Heel roots hunt causes over signs I unpacked. Word picks? Often deep view flares. 2 pre-Boston by Richard rang shock news. Paris branch hosts Spain Italy France investor huddle next month, he laid. Stakes high, both join? Daniel Tech QS on Arrow, you culture tongue fine-tune. Us duo I tuned, Daniel packing glance hooked. Arrow core to Euro push, Richard yes. These marks dig deep tech native chat comfy. Your pair? Game changer. Call end, we swapped stun grins. Paris, first duo gig. Film worthy, I owned beam. Martina catch? Fuels her plot fever. Daniel hoot. Mom, puppet queen, globe jaunts rigged. Log it shadowy wins, I deadpanned. Post multi-fluent, stealth CEO sway. Last Boston night, movers hauled final crates, us roughing empty with bags. Blow-ups, Daniel grabbed takeout fave haunt. Floor lounge picnic, box bites, house yarns. Dad shelf DIY flop? He waved blink wall, pro fix post James wonk tilt. Stubborn beast, I fawned. Triple PhDs nail brain micros level drill? Toast. He dig this, Daniel mused post beat. Not just your shot, but you diving fresh late game. First packer. Agreed. Your pops shunned shift fear. Soul's sure life flux. Dusk blanketed memory hold last eve, no blues, pure buzz. Dawn, chapter launch official, new turf, pro grinds, shots undreamt from Martina's doom invite. To shock tongues, Daniel raised cup toast mock. And mom's stunning grown kids, to fresh starts I chimed cup clink and wild ways they chase us. Chicago fallout did dreams. Lake vast flipped shades, dawn steel, noon sapphire, dusk lilac gilt. City thrum? Bolder than Boston hush, wide, fierce, tradition loose. Solo pads clicked us both. Daniel dove roll fierce, late nights soaking arrow maze he steered. I carved beats. Clinic 3 morn, Helena aft consults, city hunt spare. Paris vow hit 6 post settle. Split flights. Daniel Germany Sionf direct, Michi upgrade on old blade miles, rare burn till now. Richard tucked boutique discreet near Paris branch, posh no flash, suit pros over Turpax. Sweet yard garden hush and 8th buzz core. Daniel Eve pre-meet dinner, prep swaps. He tech specs, invest math, me French heel terms, biz lingo diverged. Jit? He probed over flawless Coke van Richard tip. Wake sharp, I tweaked grin. No or stakes. Botch Sion J? No flatline. True, he owned, though millions ride. Fresh press, I yes. Post vitals calls, cash churn? Breeze. Morn shock, Paris room entry, Richard French suits plus face flash recog, one prior sight. Martina mom Claudia Perez chatted Richard by snacks. Daniel iced SEC pro mask slip. Steady palm arm, my calm hold as Richard clocked Claudia toe. Angela, Daniel, bang timing, warm hail. Meet Claudia Perez, innovation global chief. Spain arrow make heft key euro grow. Claudia's shock flick smoothed propylite. Hand to me, then Daniel. Dr. Mitchell, Mr. Mitchell, shock delight. Indeed, I even Spanish shift. Music. Formal pleasure. Think we crossed at daughter's feast months back. Eyes flared my nod prior brush. See. She held Spanish flow. Yeah, no real chat shot. Music. Time crafts odd fresh doors. Daniel, work Spanish fair, English pro courtesy. Ms. Perez, keen on aeromanif sync chat. Edge eased as Richard seated, blind to our underflow. Meat kick French-Italian marks in, Claudia eyed me regauge bear. Talks honed pro, sides pitch stakes, partner fits. Tech turn, Daniel owns stage, nodding clear. I spot tongue aid, nuance no lost. Mid-break, Claudia window side me, Paris drag below. No pro backstory that feast night, she's Spanish neutral. Irrelevant chat, I plain. Slim share window. She nod faint. Martina spilled sun's slot here. Thinks recruit oddballs. Locked gaze. Soul odd? Richard-eyed daughters feast act. Rest? Biz flow natural. Claudia coffee muse. Shoulda stepped that night, she owned shock candid. Martina's you Spanish? Wrong. Yes, I yes no fluff. Simone's need bear. Dad's fire, my drive mix, she unpacked. Tough brew. Glanced Daniel Italian mark chat live. Sun holds young poise. Div helm huge? No joke load. Daniel press ace always, I pride prevail. Picks principle over whim. Gold trait, she eyed, unsaid hang. Afternoon cash legal, my bit light. Clocked Richard nudge rival wants to win some. Day close. Prelim packed, tech seal weeks out. Richard starbite Arc de Triomphe near Sully. Chat personal post win. Claudia sighed. Raw swap career mom juggle. Climb Spain boy club? No cake, she post-rise sketch. Maybe drilled Martina win work over rest. No kid script flawless, I shot. Own mom slips in mind. Choices times top pull. Son chat her post split? Casual probe. Not per me, I true. Daniel clean cuts, trust cracks. Nod slow, trait Martina could grow. Paused, she's tanking rough. Work shines, but gut? Stuck on fallout. Pity ping unbid. Still her kid, consequences blindside grind. Time lenses what now blinks, I offered. No doom, no wipe. Maybe she yes, some drills tougher. Eve rap, hotels bound, Richard neared glee. Ace duo debut he eyed. Knew you'd mesh. Daniel me glance shared laugh his blind link twist. Wild pairs yield best, I dip yes. Later, sane bank stroll lights dance dark flow, Claudia chat core shared. More self-scan than girl, he yes, low bar. Parents spot kid kinks, fix partial, I unpacked. Mom work snag you? Shock no, he post muse. Claudia sharp straight pro. Zero Martina vibe work. Glanced curious. You? Link weird? Eye-opener, I ruled. Mom lens unpacked girl, not pardon, but frame. Halted Notre Dame glow view, spire reborn fire ash. Paths stray wild, I mused wave. Wreck seats fresh. 8 closes carve new. Deep thinker, mom, Daniel tease light. Paris curse, I grin. City stirs muse. Stroll on in unbid prole, I traced wild chain hither. Spanish table stab sparked flip sun me paths, now bis tied to girl's mom who lit fuse blind. Fate buff? Cosmic neat. Blade? Cause effect trust, choice tweaks on route. Prime pull? Can't steer all hits, but owns replies total. Martina picked mean lie on unease. Daniel honor on egg truth. Me? New shots over safe shrink. Fruits? Choices flow, not fate fix, nat fallout from pivot picks. Hotel star Paris sky, thanks swelled, not her bite kick, but flip pot to pain bell. Chicago winter gripped fierce. Lake gusts bit, snow-piled crystal curbs, towers mist-veiled gray. Yet raw beauty bloomed, Boston mild swap. December, us nested comfy. Daniel's arrow steer bloomed Paris packs now live. My consult swelled Helena trust on tight globe talks. Clinic anchor week deep, mix cases, Mex Central Fam Spanish, West Africa French, Old East Euro English scant, tongue prime for heel chats vuln spots. Clinic godsend, Dr. Patel Chief 1 aft, post-hour neuro SYMPS treat unpack to elder Mex lady, fret kin. Voldocs chat-based Spanish fine, but balance glitches, pill clashes? Next here. Heel tongue crossroads, yes. Tech right key, culture feel too. First chill? Hurdles joys brew. No old right spots Jared first. Treelot 20-year run Nix. No sim hall fest. No med crew bash staple. Daniel me? Reinvent shot over copy. Hit Chio quirks. Magmile glows. German Christkindlkrafts mold wine. Chicago theater spec show. Feels off. Daniel 1 Snowflake Eve market ramble. Not up down Boston right fresh. Shift core yes. Kid lights on German pyramid nutcracker stall. Old bow new forge. Richard's firm you'll ball art inst. Thorn rooms lit seasonal. Grand Hall Inn. Helena neared with sharp gent unknown. Angela thrilled turnout warm. Meet Fitspark. Dr. Marcus Rivera, Northwestern Neuro Chief. Gent hand pro smile. Dr. Mitchell, buzz leads. Helena says firm consult plus clinic volume right, yes, peer scan auto. Grip sure not push, gaze straight respect, win signs my book. Your mini invade cranial tumor trail? Paper on endopituitary? Flipped our protocols Northwestern. Decade-old probe stunned recall. Solid lasts, he plain. Leads to pitch. Global neuro fell expand Spain France lat am crew. Hunt blade tongue vet for clinic guide. Retired blade, I nudge. No cuts, he tune. Fell oversea, case scan, INTL attend chat bridge. Your blade word pair? Priceless. Detail dive hooked unvid. Bridge past cuts to now tongue work. Next gen teach with calm core grown key ID. Current ties hold, I unpacked, consult clinic clock in mind. Part gig, he yes. 2 days week flex other pulls. Daniel join SEC, Helena intros then steer Rivera chat else, us tick solo. Hooked look, Daniel keen. Fresh shot, I unpack fell guide, own buzz shock on UPS. Jump it, Daniel push pronto. Fitzblade roots tongues teach frame. Schedule rejig, I clock, multi-balance math. Mom, he amuse soft, half year back, retired, Boston hush. Now global corp tongue, clinic aid, pot teach hospital advise. Trad retire flop official. His quip cracked delight true. Pops peg me retire proof. New vents over slow. Dad nailed you, Daniel beam. Thrill your dive fresh grinds. Eve rolled, chat sparked with Richard Crucci mednet. Newbie awkward? Faded to grow ties and adopt town prowebs. Midnight near, ball hum. Daniel me terrace step quiet muse. Chi towers twink night, snow soft dark past light pool. Tough clock 7 months Martina feast, Daniel drift. Feels past life leap. Lens flips fast wild shifts yes. Mind bends quicker guest. Her word? He probe shock. Zilch direct, I true. Claudia vid last week. Madrid slot took, self-push. Daniel muse nod, best fresh turf. We get that now deep, yes. Quiet comfy snow lantern whirl watch. Tick, Daniel tone muse. Recent click? Sans her Spanish jobs, your triple out no reveal boom, zilch this. He wave broad ball, all new beat span. Career jump, your consult med weave, Fulci arc, from lone table spark. Twists hush till yes. Often norm mask or ache wraps. She clock her mock back flip us better? Doubt that frame, I muse her scant now. Folks miss self-roll in flip tails, specially off-center glow. Ball rejoin, year wild trek muse swelled. Spanish cruel kick? Culm here, chi gem stand, fresh crew shots ring, sun pro thrive side, us grind challenge fill wild. Eve close chat as exit prep, Richard duo flutes bubbly, side toast hush. Fresh starts, wild trails, he raise glass, tongue flips lives, grasp or unveil ways. I glint new, Martina link clocked full. You start new dinner truth? Direct probe. Faint beam yes. Say I spot gems, pro edge or tough spot grace ace. Taxi snow street home, close feel swelled, no close, pure fit, like fin stitch aligns all right. Martina blind gift that Eve moon's back, not bite aim, but spot reveal unthought doors. Her flub, Spanish shade blind, unlocked us unknown gates. Poetic fair, no glee her Madrid grinds. True close? No need other ache, just own reply to hit out poles hit. Condo drop, Daniel hug fierce rare. Nightmare mom, soft. Thrilled she here now chapter duo. Me too, I true full. Every shock beat. Year Eve post Martina doom feast, unbid spot, Northwestern med crowd, INTL fell med studs, guest talk cross culture chat neuro frames. Rivera gala pitch swelled bigger, fell guide plus teach core. Med Lingo Tech University, I unpacked wrapped faces. Heel chat? Beyond terms. Grasp culture frames, fam flows, patient yarns vuln bring. Guide sharp pups case unpack, tongue culture I how amps out, deep profile hit, post blade hang unmatched. This? No rote teach. Wisdom dump decades wild spots these pups stream scarce. Dr. Mitchell, column neuro fell Q&A, how nails spot on med Spanish. Slang, hood twists you wield lat am patient chats, laser sharp. Grin, full yarn way sans full trail. Need soak, yes. Central South Field tense drill book Spanish flops on dreadop unpack. Hood's own neurosim word banks. Diffs learn? Blade tool vital. Unshared. Side skills flipped core ID now or girls Spanish mock bid chain to the stage. Post talk. Rivera Coffee FAC Lounge, Glee True. Intel's rave sessions, he spill. Starblade's guest, but quad switch tech sharp feel gold? Nah. Reward shock, yes. Cut self diff, but fill unthought. Probode, he shift casual, how hook Richard firm first. Neuro to bizod jump. Catch off bit. Year hone tame unpack, simp global heel tongue focus, sans rough spark link. But tick, Anne of dinner pivot? Rivera peer bond raw, pushed bold. Sons expet Spanish shade dinner, blind my ear full, I own shock direct. Event triple reply, her boss Richard there, grace grip wowed. Rivera browse tick, pro flat. Way juicier net tail. Life skips script, I grin faint. Big flip beats often ache norm drag. Blade life yes, he yes. Few flips pack dinner multi unveil. Drywit cracked unguarded link, cozy shock. Rivera months peer, blade ace, heel heart, 62, my near, parallel med arc grasp. Hosp INTL gala next moon, he coffee close. Fell guide? Spot crave. Donors dig cross train core. Happy join yes. Admin sync on vibe? Tick pause, unhim bold, hoped guess me, not pro. Pre-dinner maybe. Dual invite proper hit instant. Peer now unbid shot unpack. Lovely, I ruled, own ease shock accept flow. Chat sans clinic frame keen. Glee beam yes, per weight past pro nod. Split soon, days back beats. Eve, Daniel week dinner right hold. She's solo pads no dent. Pasta fave mid kitch, he Euro arrow packed up. Spain part make beats qual bar, he salad self from apt hood mart. Claudia Perez spec watch our specs, rare exec dive. Hands deep CEO vibe, I muse, year vid chats her. Surgeon like detail I. That seg smooth. Lecture? Pack? Standing jam? International pull hooks gen med pups hard. No shock, he yes. Med globe like most, as table set chi night skyline gaze, year flip muse hit wild. Daniel pro free split shade, field lead ace. My retire? Rich weave mean work lanes, life news skill taps. Year ago today diff out? Anne of muse lock. Sans feast or smooth run. Daniel pasta serve muse. Sometimes, still Boston grind, maybe Martino wed by now old roll hold. Head shake faint. Wild altline, pain brew carve better space. Helena spill, Madrid footing firm, South Euro market lead. Her win, Daniel no bite. Mile time lens prox blind. True yes, own Eve lens now real shift. Some drills costlier, chat light, doc vid find, in's new show, you'll plans chi right set. Tiramisu fave I tall spot, Daniel I sudden. Diff vibe tonight muse, but lift odd. Hesitate tick, day shock share. Rivera gala guest invite pro no per. Browse up, grin form. Date vibe? Unclear spell I ACA precise, crack him laugh. Mom, your grind here, pre-dinner no unless neuro views past interest. Youth flutter hit age grind odd. Dad gone 7, friend beyond no thing set. Pops joy hunt want, Daniel soft. Link joy where drops. Yes, yes sure. He would. Eve close, door pause content true. Year back today crash mode. Now us. Big flips kick rec look yes. Woods blaze rec? New grow must. Hug by child ease right, shift constant duo NAV. Later, lounge pain chi lights dark dance, rainy Boston Eve to now trek unpack. Martina Spanish shame bid? Unbid doors flood us blind. Pro shots, grow self, fresh starts stray turf. Pull deep, not vang or fair, but hit reply out polls hit own. Dignity over strike, bounds clear over loop beef, new open over safe box. Choice fruits? Now ring, full pro ID fresh, mean work multi, sun career thrive, pretend per link maybe. All Spanish French Italian grasp, learn no flash or book, but volnade tools. Sidecrafts one aim? Flip true pull diff frames. Dimbid beats? Flip growth cats big.